Hello everyone and a very good evening to this session of MCQ Crushers series. Now before I straight away dive into it, please quickly let me know if I'm perfectly visible and audible to everyone out there. Come on, just post a quick thumbs up in the comment section below and I'll understand. Okay, Astha says hi ma'am, Swaroop says, Prachi says hi. Yes, am I audible and visible to everyone? Just post a quick thumbs up in the comment section. So Takshi gave a thumbs up. Maitri says yes ma'am. Shanti says yes ma'am. Suraj saying yes. Okay, cool. So we are visible and audible to everyone out there. Great. So there is no glitch in the audio and video and I can see some familiar names over here. That's good. So it's good. I'm glad that you are regularly attending the classes. Well, trust me students, discipline is the greatest religion. If you are disciplined enough to regularly show up for your classes, then trust me, slowly and gradually you will yourself be amazed by your incredible performance. Alright, so let's quickly start the session. Now as you would have seen the title of the video, today's math class is the second session of the MCQ Crushers series. So today I'll be discussing the questions from this chapter, third chapter, pair of linear equations in two variables. Now before we straight away start off with the questions, let's first see what all contents do we have in this chapter. So these are the contents of this chapter, pair of linear equations in two variables. Now out of these topics, cross multiplication method is excluded from the term 1 syllabus. So today I'll be discussing questions on the left 4 topics and I'll be discussing 10 questions in all in today's session. And trust me, these 10 questions will actually properly cover all these topics. So just like the previous session, I'll give you some tips like how to reduce your time on every question. Sometimes what happens, especially with mathematics, you read a question and you are able to understand this, but then you go blank that where to start from. So I'll tell you those small things like how you should read a question, what actually should click your mind when you read it. Alright, now that's very important thing here that we have lined up many more sessions for you every Monday to Friday to make you exam ready. So please subscribe the channel, share it with your friends and hit the bell icon so that you do not miss any update from us. Alright, so without wasting any more time here, let's start with the questions now. Alright, so here is our first question. Now before I start solving this question, let me tell you that this is the difficulty level meter that you are going to see in every question. If you see greens over here, this shows it's an easy one. If you see yellows over here, that shows it's a moderate level question, and 2 orange and red over here shows it's a difficult one. Now gradually I'll increase the level of the questions and you would see that the best questions, the difficult ones would come at the end. So stay till the end, watch the entire session I would suggest. Now once I start solving this question, I want each one of you to report your answers to me in the chat window below. Okay, and those who do not know how to solve this, they can follow me. Okay, so let's start with this question number 1. So which of the following graphs represents no solution? Okay, I can see some people have already started writing their answers. Okay, I'll come back to this. First, let's see how to solve this. So, which of the following represents no solution? 4 graphs are shown to us. One by one, we are going to observe these graphs. Let's take a look at this first one. What we see here is that this blue line and red line you can see over here. We see that these lines are overlapping. That means they are coincident lines, right? So, in such cases, we say that it has infinitely many solutions, right? So, this cannot be our answer. Now, let's take a look at this B part. What we see here is that in this graph, we see that the lines, blue and red line, they are intersecting at a particular point. That means they have a unique solution. So in that case also, we can see that it has a no solution. It won't have a no solution in that case, right? Now, option number C, what you see here is that the graph is representing intersecting lines. Why? Because if I produce it backwards, right, these lines will meet at a point somewhere. So we can say that these actually are representing a unique solution over here. So this also doesn't have a no solution. Coming to option number D, these lines are parallel, and since the graph is representing parallel lines, in that case we say that it has no solution. So according to this, let me see what all answers do we have here. Shatakshi says it's option D, Shuchi says it's D, Mincy D, Netik D, Astha. B will have unique solution. Yes, B has a unique solution, but Astha, we are looking for the one which is representing no solution. Janvi says D, Aditya D, Gayatri says D, Prang Boy says D, Alicia says D. Absolutely right. Option D is the right answer for this question. Now this was a simple question. You can just answer that in just few seconds. Although we have to answer 40 questions in 90 minutes. So for every question, approximately you are getting 2 minutes, 2 minutes 25 seconds for that. So whatever time you save on these easy questions, you can spend that time on the tougher ones, right? Okay, let's take a look at question number 2 now. So here we can see that it's a moderate level one. Quickly start posting your answers in the chat window. So find the value of x and minus y if the following equations are given. Bx minus ay is equal to a square plus b square and x plus y is equals to 2b. Okay, so we have to find out the value of x minus y. Can you tell me how can we find the value of x minus y from here? What do we need to do in these kind of questions when equations are given and we have to find out the value between the, we have to find out the value of the difference between the variables. So what should we do in such questions? Quickly tell me. Okay, ma'am, we have to solve it. How are we going to solve this? Are we going to solve these equations here? Are you talking about the equations? What are we going to do in this question? Quickly just post your answers. Bring A to one side and B to another, Aditya says. Okay, Gayatri says multiply equation 2 with B or A. So basically you are telling me elimination, then you subtract them, elimination, absolutely. Okay. So what we are going to do here is we are going to solve for x and y. That means I need the value of x and y to get the value of x minus y. So to solve this, I'll be applying the elimination method over here. Puli Bharata Bandhavi says elimination or substitution. Ayush says substitution. Okay, Jude and 2305510 says elimination. Charvi says elimination method. Absolutely. Shatakshi says elimination or substitution. Right. Absolutely, students. We can use any of these methods, whichever you are comfortable with. So here I am applying elimination method. This is my first equation. Bx minus ay equals to a square plus b square. Another equation is x plus y equals to 2b. So what I'll do here is I'll simply multiply this equation by a. Right. This will do. I'll multiply this equation by a. So this becomes ax plus ay equals to 2ab. Why are we multiplying this by a? Because we have to eliminate something from here. So we have to make them exactly same. Now what we can do is sometimes what happens is students get confused. When they have the two equations, they get confused that we have to add them or we should subtract them. So let me tell you something. Elimination method means we have to eliminate something from here, right? So you see that this ay and ay are exactly same. The only difference is in their signs, right? So when the signs are different, but whatever terms you have, they are exactly same. In that case, you should add the equations. So I'll add up them. Once I add them up, this minus ay plus ay will get cancelled out. And here we have got bx and ax. This will get added up. And here we have a square plus b square plus 2ab, correct? This will be added. So this bx plus ax, if I take x common from here, I'll have a plus bx is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, correct? Now, can you tell me that here we have got a square plus b square plus 2ab. Isn't it an identity? Yes, this is an identity of basically a plus b whole square. So here if I take this to the other side, I'll have a plus b whole square by a plus b. This will get cancelled out. So what is the value of x over here? That's going to be x equals to a plus b. Srinidhi says bx plus ax is equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab. So you don't have to open it again, Srinidhi. Yes, Shatakshi says a plus b whole square. Ayush says a plus b whole square. Srinidhi says yes, a plus b whole square. Absolutely right. Then we can take a plus b to the other side. We cancel it out. We get the value of x, that's a plus b. But now I need the value of y as well. So what I'll do here is I can use any of the equations to get the value of y. Let's suppose that here I'm using this equation, this one. So what do we have here? We have y equals to 2b minus x. I can write it this way. And here x is nothing but that's a plus b. So if I put here 2b minus a plus b, once I open the bracket, the signs will change. I'll have 2b minus a minus b. So what is 2b minus b? That's going to be b, and minus a would equals to b, basically b minus a. This is the value of y. So now that I have the values of x and y, all we need to do here is find the value of x minus y. That's going to be a plus b minus b minus a. So once you open the bracket, the signs will change, right? And at last, this and this will get cancelled and we have 2a. So value of x minus y is 2a. Let's see how many of you have written the right answer. Sri Charan says it's 2a. Okay. And Tanay says it's 2a. Keshav Kumar says it's 2b. No, it can't be 2b, Keshav. Reason being, if you see here in this step, once I open the bracket here, the signs will get changed. We will have positive b and negative b. They will get cancelled out and then you have 2a at the end. Ayush says it's a. No, it won't be a, it's 2a. Shanti says 2a. Shriman says 2a. Shuchi says 2a. Achievers Note says 2a. Yes, Abhishek Nair, Swaroop, Akshit, absolutely. 2a, that means option C is the right answer for this question. Well, you see, it was a moderate level one, but it was so easy to solve, right? The only thing that you have to take care here is the calculation part. So don't rush with the questions, otherwise you will end up making silly mistakes. Alright, so let's take a look at the next one, which is question number 3, and this is also a moderate level one. So we have 3 to the power x plus y equals to 81, 81 to the power x minus y equals to 3, and 4 options we have here. Basically, we need to find out the value of x and y from here. So you tell me, how do I solve this? Can I do one thing here? Can I take this 3 to the other side and I can write this as 81 by 3, x plus y equals to 81 by 3. And here as well, can I write x minus y equals to 3 by 81? Can we do it this way? Just post your answers in the chat window. Can I take this 3 to the other side and the second equation 81 to the other side? Fire Liquidator says substitution. How can I directly do substitution here? Which substitution are you talking about? Sonika says elimination. Ayush Kumar says no. Like what I said right now, that can't be done. Okay. Shobit says it's B. Okay, Shobit has already solved it. Let's see what the correct answer is. Tanay says yes ma'am, I can apply this. No. Let me explain it to you. So this is a very good question if you see. Whenever you have something like here 3 is the base and x plus y is the exponent of 3. Listen to me carefully students. And here 81 is the base and x minus y is the exponent. In such questions, you cannot write it this way that x plus y would be equal to 81 by 3. That is absolutely wrong. You cannot take the base and take it to the other side. In questions like this, what you should do is, you should write 81 in such a way such that it has base 3. So that bases on both the sides are same. So what I'll do here is, this is the equation that we have. I'll write it this way. 3 to the power x plus y is equals to 3 to the power 4. Because 3 to the power 4 is nothing but that's 81. You see bases are same here, right? So what we can do here is, we can say that since bases are same, in that case you can equate the exponents that you have. That means x plus y is going to be equals to 4. Remember this thing in questions like this. This is the strategy that you have to use. Now, another equation, that's 81 to the power x minus y is equal to 3. Here as well we'll do the same thing. So what I can do is, I can write this 81 as 3 to the power 4. In the bracket we write here x minus y as it is, and here we have got 3. Nothing is in the power, that means it has got power 1. Now bases are same, again I'm going to equate these exponents. So we have got 4 times x minus y is equals to 3 over here, right? So from here, both the equations that we get are x plus y equals to 4 and 4x minus 4y equals to 1. That's your second equation. Now by using any of the method like cross multiplication or substitution method, we can solve this. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to multiply this equation number 1 with 4 over here. So what happens is, and then we add these equations. So this becomes, once you multiply 4 over here, this becomes 4x plus 4y is equal to 16. It is multiplied with the entire equation that we have. Second equation is 4x minus 4y equals to 1. So if I add these equations, this gets cancelled out. 4x plus 4x is 8x. 16 plus 1 is 17. From here we get the value of x, that's going to be 17 by 8. Once you divide it, you get 2 1 by 8. That's the mixed fraction that you have. Now we need the value of y as well. Some people have already started posting their answers. Shriman says 17 by 8, Ayush says x is 17 by 8. Varsha says x is 17 by 8 and y is going to be 15 by 8. Absolutely, right Varsha. Rohit says it's 17 by 8. Now we can solve this. Sakina says we can solve these linear equations. Yes, now what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to substitute this value of x in any of the equations to get the value of y. So let's suppose that I'm using this equation over here, this first equation, x plus y equals to 4. So that means x plus y is equals to 4. So x over here is basically 17 by 8 plus y is equals to 4, right? So from here, y is going to be 4 minus 17 by 8, which is going to be 15 by 8. Actually, when you divide it, you get 1 7 by 8. That's the mixed fraction. That means option D is the right answer for this question. So x is 2 1 by 8 and y is 1 7 by 8. Shambhavi says y is 15 by 8. Abhishek Nair 15 by 8. Swaroop says 17 by 8, 15 by 8. Absolutely. Okay. Astha says 111 by 8. How can it be 111 by 8? Okay. Gayatri says it's option D. Suchi says it's option D. Yes, absolutely. So we have understood how to solve these kind of questions. If you find such questions in your exam, so you should know that you cannot take that base to the other side. Okay. Now let's take a look at another question, which is question number 4 over here. So this we can see it's a moderate level one. So we have if 24 by 2x plus 5 minus 13 by 3x plus 2y is equals to 2 and 26 by 3x plus 2y plus 8 by 2x plus y equals to 3, what the value of x plus y is. Okay, before I start to solve this, Ayush says, ma'am, can we solve the previous question with substitution method? Absolutely. But first you have to solve, like I showed you, that first you have to write 81 as 3 to the power 4. And in the another equation, you have to write 81 as 3 to the power 4 again. Then the equations that you get, that you can solve with substitution method. But initially you have to apply that same strategy which I explained to you. Alright, so let's solve this question here. We need the value of x minus y. For that, I would require the value of x and y, that means, right? So let's simplify these equations. Now, these kind of questions you would have seen here in NCERT as well, right? So what you need to do here is, when you see that in both the equations, they have got the same denominator, right? This and this is same. And if you see here, this 3x plus 2y and 3x plus 2y is also same. So in questions like this, what we do is, you should always assume 1 upon, like if nothing is in the numerator, they have got different numbers over here. 1 upon 2x plus y, you can assume that as any other variable which is not given in the question, right? Now similarly, I can assume 1 upon 3x plus 2y is equals to q. Yes, some people are saying it's reducible form. Swaroop, absolutely. Okay. So this question is not linear, so we can convert them in linear equation. See, there are already, it is basically linear because linear equation is something that where the power of the variable is actually 1, right? So this is actually linear equation in 2 variables only. Yes, this is reducible. We are reducing it actually. So now what we can do is, now a very common mistake that students generally do is, they write it as 24p minus 13q. This is absolutely wrong. You cannot write it this way because 1 upon 2x plus y is p, not 2x plus y is p. So here 24 is written as it is and we can write this as 1 upon 2x plus y, right? And this 1 upon 2x plus y is nothing but that's p, so we get 24p over here. Okay, some people have already started posting their answers here. Okay, let me solve this, then we'll come back to this. Reducible method, absolutely, this is reducible method. So now what I'll do here is simply, I'm going to write this as 24p minus 13q is equals to 2. Similarly, for the next equation, this 8 has got 2x plus y in the denominator. So this will become here 8p. I'll first write this as, this would be 26q plus 8p equals to 3. See, the denominators have been exchanged, so be careful while solving this. Now I can write this one as 8p plus 26q is equals to 3. Alright, so here what we have to do is simply we have to solve these equations first to get the value of p and q, right? So simply what I'll do here is, I'll multiply this equation by 2. Why I'm multiplying this by 2? So that I get 26q over here. I get 48p minus 26q equals to 4. Similarly, the next equation is 8p plus 26q equals to 3, right? Now, minus 26q plus 26q, they will cancel out, right? So we can cancel them out once I add them up. We can cancel this out. 48p plus 8p, you get 56p. Minus 26q plus 26q will get cancelled out, you have 0. 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. So from here we can get the value of P. That's going to be 7 by 56, right? So this is the value of P over here. That's 7 by 56. That means it is basically 1 by 8. That's the value of P over here. Yes, Swaroop says P is 1 by 8. Ayush says P is 1 by 8. Achiever Note says, please repeat it. So what we have done here is, see, simply we assumed these as P and Q. Then I substituted it here. So we get 24P minus 13Q equals to 2. 8P plus 26Q is equals to 3. Then I applied the elimination method over here. Just simplify this and then you get P equals to 1 by 8 at the end. Alright, so value of P is 1 by 8. So I can see that most of you have written, Achna says it's 1 by 8, Sahil says it's 1 by 8. Yusuf says P is 1 by 8. 7 by 56, yes Rohit, it's 1 by 8 only. Right, now we need the value of Q as well. You can substitute that in any of the equations to get the value of Q. Let's suppose I'm using this equation over here. So here if I put P as 1 by 8 plus 26Q equals to 3, this 8 and 8 will get cancelled out. What do we have here? So we have 26Q equals to 3. That means here if you simplify this, what are we going to get here? The value of 2 from here. This thing, 8P plus 26Q is equals to 3. So value of Q from here is going to be 3 by 26, right? So here we get the value of Q as basically 1 by 13. This gets cancelled out and we have 26Q as 3 by 26, right? I'm sorry, this is 1 by 13. That's the value of Q now. Okay, now what we do, what we need next is, we required X and Y because we need the value of X minus Y over here. So what we assumed here is 1 upon 2X plus Y was actually equals to P. So P is actually 1 by 8. I can substitute there. Similarly, 1 upon 3X plus 2Y was equals to Q. Q was 1 by 13 over here. Okay, so that means now we will cross multiply them and we will simplify them to form the equations. Okay, so we get 2X plus Y equals to 8. And here we have 3x plus 2y is equals to 13, right? So here on solving these equations, what do we get here? Simplify, I'll simply multiply this by 2 and we get here 4x plus 2y is equal to 16 and here we have 3x plus 2y is equals to 13. Now I'll subtract these equations because both of them are positive here. So once I subtract this, their signs will change. Here we will have negative sign, this will be negative, this will be negative. This gets cancelled out. So 4x minus 3x is equal to x, 16 minus 13 is equals to 3, right? That's basically your value of x. Now what we need is, we have got the value of x, we need the value of y from here. So x is basically 3 over here. To get the value of y, all you need is, you can substitute that in any of the equations, right? Let's suppose I'm using this equation over here. So I'll put 3 over here plus y is equals to 8. That means this is going to be 6 plus y is equals to 8. So y in that case is going to be 8 minus 6. So y would be 2. But what you need is, you need x minus y's value. That's going to be 3 minus 2, which is going to be 1. So option C, which is 1, that's the right answer. Sanjana says it's 1. Shriman says it's 1. Detailed art x3, y2, yes. Anjana R says it's 1. Sanjana says it's 1. Shruti says x minus y is 1. Absolutely, that's the right answer. Amazing. So we are going at a really good pace. Now let's take a look at question number 5. So this is a hard one. This is a difficult level question, we can see. Now, in word problems, generally what happens is only two things are there. I have seen that students generally get confused in word problems. So you see, there are only two things. First, you have to form the equations. If you have formed the equations correctly, half of the question is done. After that, you just have to simplify them to get the values, right? So I'll tell you how to read the question now, because when word problems comes, we get confused how to form the equations. So what we'll do is, we will do literal translation of the statements. That means we will do word by word translation to form the equations. Alright, so first of all, it says the sum of the numerator and denominator of a fraction. We are talking about a fraction here. Fraction has numerator and denominator, right? So let's suppose that here numerator is x and denominator is y. So the fraction is going to be x by y, right? The sum of numerator and denominator is 3 less than twice the denominator. What does that mean? So we are talking about the sum of numerator and denominator. That's going to be x plus y. Is means here equal to 3 less than what? It is 3 less than twice the denominator. What is the denominator here? Denominator is y. That's going to be 2y, right? So here I'll write x plus y is equals to 2y minus 3, right? So that means I can say that here it's going to be x minus y is equals to minus 3 once you simplify this. Okay, you are saying that the previous question, 3 by 26, how come it was 3 by 26? We had the equation 8 times 1 by 8, right? Plus y, that's plus q. Let me show you the previous one once. We are talking about this equation, this one, right? This is 8 times 1 by 26q is equals to 3. So yeah, once you subtract this, here it's going to be 26q equals to 3 minus 1. That's going to be 26q equals to 2. So that would be 1 by 13 only. That's why the value of q is 1 by 13. I hope your doubt is clear now because I skipped that step over here. Alright, so let's take a look at the question that we were discussing earlier. So here we have this value, we have this equation x plus y equals to 2y minus 3. Now simplify this, take the variables on one side, constants on one side, so we have x minus y equals to minus 3 over here, right? So we have got this. Now the next equation is if each of the numerator and the denominator is decreased by 1. What is the fraction here? Fraction is x by y. If I decrease the denominator by 1, I get x minus 1. If I decrease the denominator by 1, I get y minus 1. Then the fraction becomes 1 by 2, right? Simply I'll cross multiply them and here I get 2x minus y equals to 1 once you simplify this. Now we have both the equations with us, right? All we need is the value of x plus x and y. So what I'll do here is I'll subtract them. Once you subtract them, signs will change. This will be negative, this will be positive, this will be negative. So here minus y plus y will get changed and we get 0. X minus 2x is minus x, minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4. So that means the value of x is going to be 4 over here. So we have got the value of x. Now what do we need? We need the value of y. Let's use any of the equations. Let's suppose we are using this equation 2x minus y equals to 1. So 2 times 4 minus 1, that will give us basically 7. 8 minus 1 is 7. That means the required fraction, it was x by y. That's going to be 4 by 7. That would be your final result. So option A. Rohit says 4 by 7 is answer, ma'am. Aditya, it's A. Sambhavi says it's 4 by 7. Logifact 4 by 7. Prakamya says it's A. Aditya says it's A. Absolutely. Okay. You want me to repeat all the steps. Home sweet home says repeat all the steps. See, simply what you need to do is you just form the equations, right? Once you get the equations from both of them, you can apply any method, whether it is elimination, whether it is substitution, you would get the same answer from both of them. Once you get it, just put it in the fraction, that is x by y, right? You will get 4 by 7 in that case. Alright, so 4 by 7 is the answer. Now let's take a look at the next one, which is question number 6. Now you can see that this is a moderate level one. It says, and this is a digit problem. See, in this session, I'm going to discuss all the type of problems that you have in your books. Like we discussed just now, or we discussed the fraction problem. Now this is the digit problem. The sum of the digits of a 2-digit number is 11. If we interchange the digits, the number formed is 45 less than the original. Find the original number. Well, I have seen that in digit problems, students cram the steps. You don't need to cram things up. You don't need to mug up things, right? Do not rectify the concepts and all. I'll tell you a very easy thing in this. See, when you're talking about a 2-digit number, let's suppose the number that I have is 46. How would you expand this? You would say it's 10 times 4 plus 6, correct? Right? Now, here I don't know what the number is. I don't know. So what I'll do here is, let's suppose if I assume that at the ones place we have got y, at tens place we have got x, right? So whatever digit you have at tens place, you multiply that by 10, and then whatever digit you have at ones place, you simply add that to it. So in that case, the original number is going to be 10x plus y, right? If these are the digits, this is the tens place, this is the ones place. Now the sum of the digits of a 2-digit number is 11. I tell you one very simple thing. When you talk about digits, digits means we are talking about these x and y. When I talk about number, original number, that means I'm talking about this. Okay. Now digits are x and y, their sum is 11. We have formed our first equation. Then if we interchange the digits, what does that mean, interchanging the digits? That means here we will have y, here we will have x. In that case, the number will also change, right? Now the number will become 10y plus x, correct? Okay. Now it says the number formed is, whatever new number you have got, is 45 less than the original number. That means if I subtract 45 from the original one, then I get the new number, correct? Now all it was the original number. Just substitute the values of x and y over here. Going to be 80 plus your answers. That is, it's 83. This information, whatever. Negative x will get cancelled. Minus 12y, it becomes plus 2y. This is plus 10. Here you get the value 12. Okay. Now value of y over here, angle over here, its breadth is y. So